I like public freakout videos because they make me feel better about myself. I might be eating top ramen for 9 meals a week, but at least I'm not freaking out at the gas station attendant because pump 7 is slow. There's just something about watching someone throw a chair at some Waffle House server that makes me okay with working my minimum wage job. It's just my guilty pleasure. Some people like to get that daily Starbucks coffee. I like to watch some woman freak out at her neighbor's barking dog. Are we really so different? At least I can admit it, unlike all you watching in incognito mode so your significant other doesn't find out what a sociopath you are. Let them know the real you. I just get so into them, I'll start screaming at the screen like I'm watching some horror movie like, don't go in that Starbucks! They're gonna screw up your name! Sometimes I do hate myself for enjoying public freakout videos, like I feel like I need to atone for my sins after watching an MMA fight break out in front of Cinderella's castle. But I swear, people that record others' public freakouts have zero sense of self-preservation. Oh, is this guy reacting violently in a public space where any 6-year-old could be packing heat? Let me grab my camera. Sir, do you mind taking 2 steps back while you whip those chairs at that busboy? I need some better lighting. Perfect. And they're pros when they're filming in horizontal mode. And I guess I really don't blame them. The first person to film it and post it online is gonna get like 1 million views. Why de-escalate a situation? Just think about all the likes you're gonna get. I think a lot of people forget that not everyone in these videos are just being Karens. Some of them are having legitimate mental breakdowns. Hey, come check out this dude who just buried his mom. He's now in the fetal position at Target. What a loser. I think people forget that a good number of people in public freakout videos have serious mental illnesses, which is why we can't fully fund mental health services. Just think how boring the internet would be without them. Do you really want to watch hours upon hours of cute puppy videos or people baking banana bread? No, I want to watch some homeless man ranting and raving about how the CIA is tracking him through his teeth. With this rise in public freakout videos, it's the reason why people are afraid to speak out in public. They're afraid of the reaction they might get. It's the reason why kids today are afraid to ask for an extra sweet and sour sauce with their McNuggets. You utter one single microaggression, next thing you know you're being doxxed on Twitter and randos are egging your house every single night, which is saying a lot when a pack of eggs costs $7. Really makes a statement. I am so afraid of offending somebody that I converted to the Church of Scientology after talking to somebody at the mall. But to their credit, Top Gun Maverick is incredible, so, It's just so weird that people don't get upset over justifiable things anymore. You could get stabbed on the subway and apologize for dulling their knife. I went to McDonald's the other day and ordered a Big Mac, but when I opened up the box, there was nothing but a dead squirrel in it. But I didn't want to be rude, so I ate it. The worst part is I gave them a 5-star review for it. To their credit, it did have a lot of flavor. I almost respect people that have the courage to freak out in public, like you're a C-suite executive who threw it all away because you put some hands on a teenager who didn't put enough strawberries in your smoothie. That's hella confidence. Someone could hit me with their car while I'm crossing the street and I'd feel bad for making them late. Meanwhile, you're out there losing your mind because the McDonald's ice cream machine is down. It seems like the only acceptable emotions nowadays are like joy, sadness, and anxiety. You can cut yourself because you're depressed, but God forbid you get angry at that driver who cuts you off in traffic. This sort of a repression just isn't healthy. You bottle everything up inside until some 5-year-old says you're funny looking. Next thing you know, you're hurling them over the side of some bridge. You should have paid attention to that Wiggles episode about kindness. I developed an ulcer when my college roommate threw open my bed and made me clean it up. I think everyone ought to be allowed to publicly freak out once every 3 months or something. Cashier gives you 50 cents back in nickels. You're free to just pull down your pants and just start smearing poop on the walls. When the cops show up, you just hand them your public freakout card, they stamp it, and you're free to go. We need some sort of purge where instead of killing your neighbor, you're allowed to scream at that call center rep that puts you on hold for 2 hours. That might just help level everybody out. With public freakout videos, whoever records first creates the narrative. You could walk up to some stranger, spit in their mouth, but as long as you record their reaction, they're the jerk. It's like the new Western gun duels. I'm just waiting for the next Clint Eastwood movie to use this concept. And if you're some 30-year-old who gets into an argument with some Gen Zer, you might as well just off yourself right there because your life is over. There's no way you're outdrawing Madison, whose phone is an extension of her arm. She's like the Karate Kid of recording. Plus, she's got like a network of pervy Middle Eastern oil princes who are just gonna share this all over the world. Next thing you know, the Today Show is airing the dubstep remix of your argument. The problem with these public freakout videos is we can break them down and act like a bunch of social skill referees. Real easy to judge some driver who honked at some jaywalker while you're sitting in bed eating cookies. Maybe if you dusted off those sweatpants and stepped into the daylight, you'd realize how hard social interaction is. Life isn't like some RPG where you only get 3 dialogue options and you can look online to see which option gives you the good ending. Those public freakout videos where like 2 people are recording each other having an argument are just hilarious to me. It just like gives off that Spider-Man meme energy. I hate public freakout videos with over-exaggerated titles. You know, it's always like, grown man viciously attacks some teen, but when you watch the video, it's just some like old dude who like accidentally brushes somebody's shoulder. Talk about a bait and switch. People throw around the term assault like they're Butterfingers on Halloween. Now, I'm not advocating for any kind of violence, and nobody has the right to invade somebody else's personal space, but to label every act of physical touch assault is like calling a kiss on the cheek third base. Back in like the early days of like the silent movie era, you actually had to have talent to be a star. Maybe you had to sing, dance, act, whatever. And then like reality TV shows came along, and all you had to do is be willing to make like a fool of yourself on television, like, Tila Tequila, Cash Me Outside Girl, whatever. But nowadays, you don't even have to do that. You just have to be the first person to catch something on camera. We really need to raise the bar. It's always hilarious, though, when the person in the wrong is the one doing the recording. Like, ma'am, your pitbull just ate a baby. Put down your phone and call a lawyer. I can only imagine them watching the video later and just getting, like, super excited. Like, oh, yeah, look at the way I ran over that kid's skateboard. Makes me so hot. I get why you would record something in the heat of the moment. Adrenaline's rushing. That's all you can do. But then to go home, post it online, come up with some self-righteous title is just so many levels of disconnected from reality.